The fastest way to unlock your potential is by saying these 3 little words. You ready? I am responsible for ... The moment we start focusing all of our energy on somebody else and they're going to do something and they're going to help me or they're going to connect me. Nope. You are responsible. Motivation. Sometimes people think it's a mood, or when you feel motivated, you're going to do it. Part of being responsible is recognizing it's your thing, which means you must take the actions. You must be consistent. You must be disciplined in order to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Motivation is having that key little element that you have a plan, that this is what you want to achieve. And by you saying, I am responsible to get me there, changes the whole ethos of your entire life. One thing that I learned when I was 27 and I had my son and I found out he was autistic. He was 2 years old. So I was, closer to 29. He had heart surgery when he was 15 days old. And there were so many things that we had to fulfill in order for him to be healthy and to be on the right track with his life. And that was the moment when I stopped going, oh my goodness, I do this, I'm so fun, and like whatever, I'm so nice. And then recognize this person's life I'm responsible for. So because I am responsible for my son's life, I must ensure that everything he needs in order to have the best quality of life possible is what I am responsible for. And that same responsibility is what you take onto yourself. When you look at your life as a pie, when you have a pie of your life, these are the 8 categories that all of us, each and every one of us, must fulfill or complete or participate in to be just part of life. And they are understanding your life purpose, working, self-development, money, home, health, friends, and romance. Each one of us have that. Romance is your relationships. If you say, I want to improve, because we're part of feminine spaces, and we are women over 40 that are looking to improve our self-mastery. Self-mastery is being responsible and accountable to yourself. So if you want more revenue in your house, you want more money coming in, what are you responsible for? What are you going to do in order to ensure that you have whatever the dollar amount is for you in your head to be coming into your house? The same thing with your home. If your home is messy, it's easy to complain and go, oh my God, I'm so tired. Oh my God, all of this. But when you say, I'm responsible for my home, I'm responsible for the ethos of my own home, of the environment, of the vibe. When you say I'm responsible, then you're up. Make sure everything's clean, everything's decorated the way you want. And you know what? It's not going to happen overnight. It does take time to develop what are the things that you like and how are you going to decorate your home. So for example, I buy flowers every 2 weeks. My whole house is filled with brand new flowers. When I was in my 20s, I didn't have a whole house full of flowers. What I did do was go to Michael's and get the silk flowers and had those arrangements, because what I wanted was to generate that kind of vibe, that kind of ethos in my home. I didn't have the most expensive furniture. The furniture I had was clean and it was sound. Nothing was broken. The pillowcases, I would change them over and go to H&M or go to IKEA, or you go to Home Goods and you buy new pillowcases to change the vibe. Something that simple. And then as you get older and you have more resources, then you can upgrade your environment if that's what you choose to do. The same thing with your health. Part of motivation, part of unlocking the motivation to yourself is recognizing by being completely responsible and saying those 3 little words, I am responsible. I am accountable for myself. Health-wise, if you're looking at your life and it's not as healthy, your body, your mind, your spirit, it is not as healthy as you want it to be, then what do you do about it? I am responsible. So that means changing what you put in your mouth, how much physical activity you actually do, stress management, stretching, relaxation. All of that is your responsibility because part of unlocking motivation for you and yourself and your life and the things that you want is by being super honest and being accountable and saying to yourself, yeah, I'm responsible. And I know that was something that I learned when I was in my late 20s and has continued to improve decade after decade. Because when I am fully responsible for what it is that I want to accomplish in life, everything is so much easier. Because I know this to be true. When a woman is in her feminine essence, she is undeniable. As women, we are creatures or we create. All men and women have masculine and feminine energies, all of us. The feminine energy is that which creates, it's the planning, it's that this is what I want it to look like in this and this. The masculine energy is what comes in and takes the action and actually builds it, is disciplined and consistent. It's not a gender thing, it's an energy thing. And that is the finite thing for all of us to recognize that part of being I am responsible is recognizing that whatever it is that you want in your beautiful life, which is a combination of your life's purpose, your work, your money, your relationships, your health, your personal development, you are fully responsible for. So, in feminine spaces, I love everything about self mastery, relationship wisdom, and conscious living. And in this week, we are talking about that you can either create the life and relationship that you want, or you settle for the one you're living with. Part of being responsible in your relationship is when you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s and something in your relationship isn't working, you're starting to build resentment, you're starting to have distance. That's a consequence of an inaction. So, by being responsible and saying, I want more intimacy, and you and I know that intimacy is not sex. Intimacy is the hand holding, it's the late night snuggle talks, it's the holding hands while you're walking outside, it is the kiss on the forehead, it is the text just checking in. This is intimacy. If this is what's lacking in your relationship, when you say, I am responsible, then you do it. Instead of constantly focusing on the other person that's not fulfilling, sometimes what we do when we are responsible for ourselves, and this is what we want to initiate in our relationships, is saying, I will model the behavior. So if I want intimacy in relationships, then I will be intimate with my partner by showing these loving gestures. If I want to be healthier in my life and my spouse doesn't, then I am healthy in my life because I am responsible. So by changing the eating habits and how I cook or how what I eat and drink for myself, if that rubs off on the partner, fantastic. However, we can't always hold somebody else accountable for something that we're not willing to do for ourselves. So part of unlocking motivation, moving the needle forward, is by using the three little words of I am responsible. I trust this little bit of information worked. It hit home that you're going to take it in, absorb it, and utilize it in your life in some way. Write in the comments how you used it, how effective it was, and how it improved your quality of life.